At this juncture, I think out of abundance of caution, I should not ask any further questions at this juncture.
Okay. I have noted that Mr. Ram has left, so I will pause for Mr. Ram to get the opportunity to ask. Mr. Peters, do you wish to ask questions?
Yes,
Please,
Mr. Chair.
you go ahead then. You can use that mic as well. Yeah, you can sit so we can have the recordings made.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner. Good morning, I'm Acting Commissioner Ramnarine.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Seelall Persaud. I'm acting for Travis Chase, who is a journalist for HGP TV, Nightly News. The question I have pertains to a DVD that would have been provided to Assistant Commissioner James. And he reported to Travis Chase that he transmitted that DVD to the acting commissioner or commissioner with a written memorandum. Were you the person who received that DVD?
Yes, I do recall.
You do recall what?
Receiving the DVD.
And you received a memo as well with that DVD from the assistant commissioner?
Yes, I think there was a document attached, yes, a little memo.
And what would the forwarding memorandum have told you in respect to that DVD?
I don't recall, I don't have it in my possession.
Where is it?
After it was sent to me, I called the crime chief. And I also indicated to Assistant Commissioner James that as CID is in conducting this investigation, whatever is contained in this might be helpful to the investigation. And the crime chief subsequently engaged head of special branch, and between the two of them, that document was sent over along with the disc and would have been in their possession.
Did you keep a copy in your file?
I did not.
Did you review the DVD?
I did not review the DVD.
Why didn't you review the DVD?
That would have been good for the CID and the head of special branch to review. I don't have the equipment in my office to review it. And I think at the point in time, I was preparing to go to an external engagement. That is, I think, my recollection here.
You mentioned that...
If I may please too, sir, I subsequently called James, and he told me, yes, he had engaged the crime chief on the matter too.
Very well. And you also said that you received information of Khan's relationship with the Commissioner of Police.
Yes.
And that you received that information on April 16th of 2017 while you had a meeting being briefed by senior executives within your command.
No, not at that meeting on the 16th.
Sorry. I thought there was a meeting where you were meeting with your commanders. And
That was not disclosed there. At that meeting, which I was chairing, I took the opportunity to speak briefly to update the other commanders. That we have this matter on the investigation where there's a report with an alleged whatever to investigate, to assassinate the president. But no names, the names of Khan nor, well, the two Khans were not mentioned and whatever.
All right. When was the first time you learned of Khan's close relationship with the Commissioner of Police, the substantive commissioner?
There are two Khans. Which one are you specifically referring to?
Well, you speak to both of them.
Okay.
When did you learn of his relationship with Imran Khan and the nature of that relationship and the relationship with Nizam Khan, and when you learned of it?
In the first case, the commissioner has been seen by me in the company, or either way, Khan in his company, on more than one occasion.
And was that before the allegations
Yes.
were made?
Yes.
And so you would have known that a relationship existed
Yes.
between the two of them?
Yes.
And when is it that you heard that the commissioner made this phone call while Khan was in custody?
That would be more than a week and a half, sometime well into the month of April.
Right. And you learned that you learned that he would have provided information or he would have provided instructions that facilitated the release of Mr. Khan?
Documented, yes, in form of a legal advice.
Very well. And you also testified earlier when the commissioner was questioning you that Mr. Blanham had told you that it was his instructions, or that it was on his instructions that Mr. Khan was released.
Imran Khan, that is, yes.
Yes.
Well, the Khans, both Khans, Imran and Nizam Khan.
Right. And did you at any point in time felt, having regard to the information that you received in respect to the commissioner, that he was misled by the crime chief as to who would have made the order or the direction that Khan be released, or the Khans be released?
At that point in time, I was not aware that it was the commissioner, allegedly, who had called.
I appreciate that, sir. When you received that information, when you received the information that the commissioner made the phone call, having regard to the information you had already in your knowledge or possession from the crime chief, did you felt misled when he said that he ordered the release, when you now heard that it was someone who was far higher than him, who was on leave, that made that decision or that direction?
Obviously so, yes, that is true. I felt very bad about it. Yes.
Did you take any action in respect to the crime chief, because you were acting as commissioner at that point in time? Did you take any action against the crime chief then or no in respect to him misleading you as to who ordered that release?
I did not.
And why didn't you?
At the point in time, I trusted the judgment of the crime chief. Yes, admittedly, later on, I learned that his decision to release allegedly was influenced by a phone call and some communication. At this point in time, the commissioner had well resumed duties, and I was no longer, but it did not, I would admit in all fairness, exonerate me completely from making the point, whether documented or otherwise, of the fact that I may have been misled.
Right, and you understood even before you received the information, and I'm going to use your words, about the plot to assassinate, the alleged plot to assassinate the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, you had the information with respect to the relationship between the Khan brothers and the Commissioner of Police.
Relationship and being seen could be construed as two different things.
All
I
right,
don't know
let's
of
clear that up.
the extent of the relationship, but that they were seen.
Right, let's clear that up. When did you become aware that there was a very close relationship between the Khans and the Commissioner of Police?
Chairman,
Yes, Mr.
I'm sorry, I was not here, but did the witness say that there was a close relationship, or he said there was a relationship?
He said relationship, I can't recall it the exact words that he said. I guess the transcript will reveal. I'm not sure how he characterized the relationship, but he did say there's a relationship.
He spoke, he was speaking at a meeting, and he was briefed by the special branch.
No, please turn on the mic, Mr. Peter.
Sorry. Well, let me ask you this. In respect to Imran Khan, were you ever advised that there was a close relationship between Imran Khan and the Commissioner of Police?
No.
In respect to Nizam Khan, were you ever advised that there was a close relationship between the two of them?
No.
Were you ever advised at any point that there was a business relationship between Imran Khan and the Commissioner of Police?
I learned well after this investigation had commenced.
At what point did you learn that there was a business relationship between Imran Khan and the Commissioner of Police?
Well, let me put it this way, please, sir. I learned sometime late in the month of April that there appears to be some sort of business relationship. I don't know any other information. I can only say what I heard. I've not seen anything.
Did you take steps to ascertain the nature of that relationship?
No.
Did you report above the commissioner to anyone about that relationship or the information that you received?
No.
Why not?
The very nature of the role and functions and the command of the force does not necessitate me reporting it to anyone.
No, there's an issue. Where there's an ethical or legal issue that involves the commissioner, you have a duty to ask, sir, don't you?
Not to the extent that the commissioner is in office.
You can speak to the minister. Can you not speak to the minister if there's an issue?
I do, but depends what is the issue.
Where there's an issue that compromises the integrity of the commissioner, you can speak to someone above the commissioner.
Only if the information is what you would call wholly and solely authentic.
And I'm going to suggest to you that this information was authentic.
I don't necessarily agree.
You had information that the commissioner was on leave and made a phone call that influenced your officers involved in a very serious allegation that touches on national security or the life of the President of the Republic.
I had
Where did you get
informed,
that evidence?
I had informed in writing the appropriate authority what I saw in a legal advice which purports that the commissioner, while on leave, had made a call some weeks ago in this investigation.
And given the information that you received, regardless of whether it's anecdotal information, you would, well, let me ask you this, and you would agree that a perception of, an apprehension of bias could be perceived. It doesn't necessarily have to be actual.